So we're going to somebody. She does not have an Olympic gold medal, but she does have a Dundee Award for the cleanest home office desk, or that's what she claims.
This is true. Yes.
We're going to Cathy in Florida.
Hey, thanks, Scott, and thanks for putting this group together. I'm always so glad every time I see the next person who's been asked to speak. And so, Karen, it's been such a joy just to listen to you, and just to kind of hear those, those data points and takeaways. So you mentioned a little earlier, I guess the thought is, not compromising or not feeling like you should compromise any type of, either personal ethics or business ethics, or feeling like, or either feel like you're compelled to do so, even if it's by the smallest margin. And I guess my question is, and I would be disingenuous if I said I have never been challenged or didn't feel like, oh, if I just do this, maybe I'll get ahead, or whatever. And it just seems like there's always some hill that that she could die on. There's a million hills you can die on every day. It's like, well, you got to pick the ones that are either the most paramount. But it just seems like with the amount of just all of the details that you have to share about yourself online, and every time that you talk to a potential this or that, it just seems like at some point, it just feels like, okay, where, either the lines got blurred, or, did I cross it, or, and at some point it's like, well, where do I worry about just sticking the flag and saying, okay, I'm not gonna, I'm either gonna charge on that hill and die on it, or I'm not gonna worry about it. And, and it's obviously it's gonna be different for every person, but that was just my question. I don't know if I asked it in a way that made sense.
Yeah, no, I think your question is a good one. I don't, I'm not perfect. I've never been perfect, right? We can all look back at moments in our career where we're like, was that ethical, or was it, should I have done that? I used to have a boss, I won't say which company, who had me put things on, let's see if I remember, me put expenses for like lavish dinners or things on my expense report, which he signed, but it was, was our way of getting it through to, it got approved because he approved it, but it was his decision that we went to the fancy place or whatever. I don't know, no, I don't know if those were the right decisions. And in hindsight, I don't know the answer to that question, but I do, they say it's pornography, you know it when you see it. I do think you kind of know when something is really over the line for you. And the other thing I do think is that if you don't think about it, you won't ever have an answer to that question. Maybe there isn't an easy answer to that question, but if you to some extent decide what that, where are the areas that you're uncomfortable, and you have the courage sometimes when appropriate to speak up. I think that's, that saying is really true. The necessary condition for evil is for good men to say and do nothing, or whatever the expression is. I think that's true in all kinds of decisions in our life. So having courage, sometimes, not all the time. You don't have to be the whistleblower on, somebody leaving the office early to go to a movie, or, whatever. Just decide where things make you really uncomfortable. But if you don't think about it, then you become the frog in the boiling water too, right? It's just, oh, well, just this once, or we did that last time. Once you start moving the line gets really far from wherever you maybe once thought it was. And every time you move it, doesn't seem like a big deal. Again, that struggle is real too. But I think if you at least try to think about it and try to, it's like live your life as if somebody was going to go back and scrutinize it. Could you justify it in some way? Could you say, this is why I did it? It felt like the norm. I, saw something happening with others. Or would you say, I never felt comfortable about it, but I just sort of went along with it. And I don't know, it's very hard. It is hard. And we all live, there are so many ethical quandaries in everyday life, right? Just everyday life. But if you don't think about it, you won't even start to have answers to it.
Good advice. Thank you.
Fantastic.